Hello everybody, my name is JMcLaughlin, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys about automation in Pro Tools, what it is, and why we use it. So first of all, what is automation in Pro Tools? Automation just basically is an automatic control that lets us mix down our songs in real time so that when we play them back, everything's recorded in a nice timely manner and we can actually see the changes and the movements that we made recorded, and we can see them happening every time we play them back. Now, why do we use this? So it can be a really helpful technique in the recording industry, especially for engineers, when you don't have a mix that's completely balanced. And basically that means that a guitar level was turned up maybe a little too loud, or maybe it was too quiet, and you want to raise it or lower it, but you don't want to have to redo the entire track because that takes time, and sometimes a certain track has that little bit of mojo that you just don't want to get rid of. So what I would say is that most people use it for sound balancing, for mixing purposes, because that basically means that you can get a better sounding mix without having to redo everything, and most people don't really tell the difference once you've published it and released it, that most of the songs these days, and especially in nowadays, all have automation techniques because it allows us to get closer as engineers to the way we want the mixes to sound. So first of all, that brings me to what you can see on my screen right here. Now, this is my Pro Tools session for a song that I was mixing for a project previous, which I should mention the song's Cat Writes By My Side. And it's an old style soul tune that's actually pretty current. It came out about 5 years ago. But it's got a really cool old soul flavor to it, and that's what I like about it. But this is what I'm going to use to explain to you guys and give you kind of a short tutorial on how it works, and hopefully you guys learn something from it. So, first of all, I'll play the track so you can kind of hear it. Notice you can hear the track playing in the background. And you can see that all of my levels look pretty good. You can see everything's going pretty fine. And now, to show automation, you have to go over to here and see how all of this says auto and auto off, auto off, auto off. Change that back, just for these purposes. Alright, and see how, let's just say for instance that I want her vocal to come in a little louder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it. I'll play it over from the beginning again. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up to where it says auto here and change it to right. Now what this does is it basically means that it's now reading it as whatever movements we do, it's going to interpret that as something it needs to record. And I'm going to raise this. And I might want her vocal a little bit more to the right. Just like that. And then let's say for the guitar solos, I know that the guitar actually comes in kind of quiet, especially for the solos. So I'm going to do the same thing and do it here and do it here. Alright. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. So you can kind of hear it coming through. And I'm going to actually move these to the center or close to. There we go. And then what's really cool about this, and this is an old school approach that I'm employing, is that I can go all the way down. I'll lower things a little bit. Just like that. So Again, this is very rudimentary and this is kind of a beginner's look at it, but notice how it says auto latch. What that means is that once you're done recording it, it automatically sends it to auto latch. And that's clever because that means that you know that you already wrote it. That means it doesn't allow you to write over it unless you change it back to auto write, which means that as of right now, everything I just did is all saved. Now, basically that means if I play this back, you can see these movements starting to happen. Hopefully we can see it. There we go. Yep, everything starts to happen. So I would like to thank you guys so much for letting me explain this to you guys. Once again, I'm JMcLaughlin, and this was my tutorial on automation and Pro Tools. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.